Luo Feng stood before the towering structure known as the Trial Tower, a monument of daunting challenges that loomed ominously over any who dared face it. Each level promised a more demanding test than the last, a full confrontation of one's abilities in both combat and mental prowess. Having recently endured the raw torment of heartbreak, Luo Feng found himself drawing a deep breath, his determination as fierce as the storm raging within him. He had faced unexpected setbacks, the emotional turmoil of a breakup, yet he stood unwavering at the tower's entrance, driven by a need to prove his worth to himself and to others. Luo Feng knew that the 7th layer of the Trial Tower would be uniquely formidable. Most warriors who attempted the climb spoke in hushed tones of this level, claimed many times by its formidable challenges. Residing within was the Empress World Master, a figure whose terrifying power had become the stuff of legend. The tales of the Zerg Empress were known far and wide, a creature capable of weaving mental illusions so vivid and disturbing that they could trap even the strongest of warriors, ensnaring them in webs of their own worst fears and deepest desires. Yet, despite the daunting nature of these threats, Luo Feng, sharp and cunning in his own right, believed in his ability to withstand whatever the Empress might conjure. Failure was not an option. He had come too far, his resolve too firmly set. With each ascending step, the journey through the tower grew more perilous, each level testing his physical and mental fortitude in new ways. As Luo Feng climbed through each layer, he faced creatures and adversaries challenging his every skill, his soul burning with the fresh echo of lost love. The heartbreak he carried was not just a burden but a driving force, fueling his determination with a tender yet searing heat. Thus, when Luo Feng finally reached the 7th layer, he felt prepared to confront whatever lay in wait. The reality exceeded even the most daunting stories. As Luo Feng stepped into the 7th layer, officially entering the Zerg's domain, an unprecedented wave of fear surged forth to envelop him, like an all-consuming shroud. The Mother Nest, as it was rightly called, revealed its monstrous guardians at once. With ruthless efficiency, location after location spewed forth Zerg warriors, drones of endless number and relentless determination, each one more ferocious than the last. With no hesitation, they descended upon Luo Feng, their savagery manifest in relentless waves. Not a second was spared for indecision. Luo Feng engaged them with his battle-tested skills, wielding his trusted gaze weapon. Mo Yun Vine lashed and struck, each blow forcing the Zerg back, yet no sooner did one fall than another rose in its place. However, something ominous lingered, an understanding that with every Zerg he struck down, the Mother Nest, with its regenerative abilities, rose anew, birthed soldiers ceaselessly as if his effort was little more than feeding into an endless cycle. In the midst of battle, sweat pouring from his brow, Luo Feng's quick intellect realized the truth. This trial could not be overcome solely by combat. The Mother Nest needed to be destroyed. Anything short of that completion would prolong this nightmare indefinitely. And so, focusing his efforts, his strategy shifted towards seeking and annihilating this core threat. Within its cavernous heart lay an entity even greater than the nest itself, a Zerg Empress, whose cleverness stretched far beyond the grasp of tangible threat alone. As she appeared from the shadowed refuge, she directed her formidable power entirely upon Luo Feng, a malevolent focus that unraveled within mere moments into an immersive illusion. Luo Feng was swiftly ensnared in a phantasmal world of his own devising. There stood Su Exine, as ethereal as she was enchanting, looking upon him with eyes full of love and adoration. Her affections were voiced in terms so tender, his heart momentarily swayed, clouded by desire evoked in this surreal moment. She leaned closer, words mingling with the softness of intended touch as she prepared to deliver a deep kiss. The world spun, emotions clashing, temptation gnawing at him from within. But even then, through the haze of enchantment, Luo Feng's inner resolve flared alive as an unyielding beacon. He recognized the deception, the illusory nature of this specter, a cruel parody meant to ensnare. With a decisive mental shake, the mirage shattered, replaced by the cold clarity of reality. With staggering resolve, he watched as he shook away the vision, only for Su Exine to dissolve, her form collapsing into that of a vile insect. Babata, his companion and guide, had warned him of such threats, of the Zerg's most feared weapon, the capacity to breach and slowly fracture the psyche of their prey, distorting reality until the truth was all but invisible. Babata had spoken of how the 31st ancient civilization ruins on Earth held the same fate, a slumbering mother nest awaiting some eventual trigger. His warnings burned as fresh reminders, the mortal danger this posed to Earth in the case of full awakening. Luo Feng stood amidst the mental echoes, acutely aware that the Empress was of a strength that surpassed ordinary measures, having reached levels akin to a world master. A strain of confrontation that land history necessitated was too dire for his world to bear should it awaken fully. Thus, confronted with this embodiment of destruction, Luo Feng knew his only recourse lay in utilizing his ultimate weapon, the Soul Seal. This singular, potent strike was his sole answer to the Empress's might, a focused blow infused with all his skill and willpower. As Luo Feng executed the attack, it bore down unerringly, precisely aimed towards the Empress herself. The impact was resounding, a strike of sheer precision that reached her core. In that fleeting moment, it was enough. A solitary moment carved from the chaos of battle that permitted him a precious respite from the precipice. Yet, despite the reprieve, Luo Feng comprehended little of how brief the illusion of victory might truly be. The Empress's wounds were slight, her recovery inevitable, a temporary setback rather than a decisive blow. Unbeknownst to him, the true trial, the confrontation which had yet to unfold, waited patiently at the fringes of possibility. Having emerged with his life intact, Luo Feng knew he faced yet another journey. Not just personal growth but also fortification against the universe's capricious demands. He turned his thoughts outward, focusing on securing alliances and building his future in the vast expanse of stars, where opportunity and peril walked hand in hand. For his friend Ming, Luo Feng had prepared a diplomatic gift of rare quality. A fifth-order mental weapon, an artifact of immense worth, fabled across the universe for its unique capabilities. Cognizant of the weight this gift carried, even esteemed figures such as Hong He Thunder God had marveled at the undertaking. Luo Feng presented the treasure, staring down skepticism from the lord of this cosmic realm. Ming, initially bemused by such a gift from an aspirant, swiftly recognized its worth and was moved to generosity in return. As a token of such unexpected honor, he offered Luo Feng 10,000 planets, a staggering gift carrying power to reshape the very map of his travels. Moreover, Ming pledged military aid for any necessary vendetta, declaring himself ready to dispatch multiple World Master-level combatants on Luo Feng's behalf with ease. Yet for all Ming-Yu's laughter upon learning the target was merely the cosmic wayfarer Nolan Mountain, the depth of Luo Feng's gift struck a chord beyond simple retribution. Ming-Yu spoke pragmatically, noting the weapon's worth went beyond any small task alone, and as an extension of goodwill, offered not merely commitments of might but the shared wealth of worlds and gold. Luo Feng's alignment with Ming-Yu rapidly altered the playing field. The reaction from Nolan Mountain was immediate. A stampede driven by fear, recognition of Luo Feng's newly expanded influence forced his adversaries to retreat in haste. They understood all too well the price of incited wrath in Ming-Yu's vast domain, capable of annihilating them as effortlessly as casting aside an errant mosquito. Upon closing the arrangement of this newfound affiliation, Ming-Yu leveraged the weapon further, acquiring a handsome profit from resale to 3 Pug Mountain's elite allies. This strategic move not only brought extraordinary wealth his way but also embedded Luo Feng and his allies further into interstellar consciousness. Throughout it all, Luo Feng understood his possession of such wealth, both tangible and in stature among the universe, required careful stewardship. Every gift accepted, every alliance pledged, all served to strengthen his foothold and ensure he might stand strong amidst the clinics of power and policy within the untamed wilderness of the galaxy. Still, Luo Feng's reflection held a broader vision, understanding the power of shared influence and his own evolution. With strength came the promise of dominion, and he resolved to pursue tirelessly the personal and civic development required to wield such force responsibly. Thus began his foray, not just for renown or security, but to fulfill the lifelong journey of self-improvement and legacy, aspirations intertwined with the navigation through space's myriad possibilities. To maintain stability upon such precarious ascents, Luo Feng realized this day had but marked the initial chapters, and his heart, though marked by personal wounding, continued kindling an internal fire, driving him toward greatness, forgiveness where given, and forward progress evermore. And so, buoyed by worlds of both seen and unseen influences, Luo Feng stood at the brink of deeper explorations, heart ablaze with contributions of the past and paths unwritten before him, guiding him forward through the emboldened creation of destiny among the stars.